Hey, let's talk about something interesting. You know how some drivers just seem to have certain tracks figured out? Well, for Max Verstappen, that track is Las Vegas. And honestly, after looking at the numbers and what's happened there, it makes total sense why. What makes Vegas so different? So first off, Vegas isn't your typical Formula One circuit. It's not one of those tight, technical tracks where you're constantly dancing through corners. This place is all about raw speed. We're talking about a 3.8-mile layout where drivers spend about 79% of their time flat out on the throttle. That's wild when you think about it. The main straight along the strip, nearly 2 kilometers long. Then you've got Koval Lane adding another kilometer and East Harmon giving you 800 more meters of full speed running. These aren't just straights where you catch your breath. They're serious business. In 2024, Alex Albon hit 369 km/h, which was the fastest speed recorded since 2019. Carlos Sainz managed 366 km/h the year before. And get this, even when drivers are braking into turn 13, they're still doing 310 km/h. Turn 17, same thing, 315 km/h. Now here's where it gets interesting for Max. The Red Bull car, especially the RB20 from 2024, was built for exactly this kind of challenge. Low drag, super efficient, and rock solid when you're pushing maximum velocity. While other teams might struggle to find the right balance, Red Bull's design philosophy just clicks with what Vegas demands. It's like the track was made for their approach to racing. The key battles happen in 3 corners. You'd think with all those straights, overtaking would happen everywhere. But really, there are 3 spots that decide races in Vegas. Turn 14 is probably the biggest one. Drivers break from 350 km/h down to 88 km/h, and that massive speed difference creates opportunities. Max actually retook the lead from Charles Leclerc there in 2023. Leclerc also pulled off what many call the overtake of the year at that same corner, experiencing 7G of deceleration. That's the kind of move that takes serious commitment. Then there's turn 1, which comes just 200 meters after the start-finish line. Max grabbed the lead from Leclerc there too in 2023. And don't sleep on turns 5 and 12. They're also prime overtaking zones where races can completely change in a single lap. 2 years, 2 completely different approaches. What I find really fascinating is how Max approached Vegas in 2023 versus 2024. They're almost opposite stories, but both ended with him getting exactly what he needed. In 2023, Max had to fight for it. He picked up a 5-second penalty early on after colliding with George Russell. Then he had to battle his own teammate Sergio Perez and Leclerc late in the race. It was scrappy, intense racing, and he won by just over 2 seconds. That was his 18th victory of the season and honestly one of his toughest wins that year. But 2024? Totally different vibe. Max didn't win the race. He finished 5th. And that was perfectly fine because he only needed to finish ahead of Lando Norris to clinch the championship. George Russell won that race, leading every single lap from pole position. Max could have pushed harder, taken more risks, tried to fight his way to the podium. Instead, he drove smart. He picked strategy over showing off, calculation over unnecessary combat. That P5 finish made him a 4-time world champion. With 2 races still left in the season, that's the thing about Max in Vegas. He reads the situation and takes exactly what the moment requires. Nothing more, nothing less. Why his rivals struggle there? While Max seems comfortable in Vegas, his main competitors have had a rough time. Let's start with Lando Norris, who honestly might have a Vegas curse at this point. In 2023, Lando crashed on lap 3. It was the hardest hit of his entire season, and he didn't even get to properly race. In 2024, he started 6th and finished 6th. McLaren was dealing with tire graining, understeer, and aero balance issues all race long. His team boss, Andrea Stella, straight up called it one of the most difficult races of their year. Lando admitted they were miles off the pace. He's never finished better than 6th in Vegas. Not once. Oscar Piastri shows flashes of speed there but can't quite put it together. In 2023, he made 20 overtakes, which was the most in Vegas history, but a puncture dropped him to 10th. In 2024, he finished 7th and picked up a penalty. Fast hands, but the results just aren't there yet. Charles Leclerc has been quick. He took pole in 2023, fought Max and Perez hard, and finished 2nd. In 2024, tire graining killed his race, and he ended up 4th. He's shown the pace to win, but something always seems to get in the way. George Russell's 2024 performance was genuinely impressive. Pole position, victory, led every lap. But even Mercedes doesn't seem entirely sure they can repeat that performance. Vegas is just unpredictable like that. The Brazil effect. Here's something important that casual fans might forget. Max didn't just show up to Vegas 2024 and cruise to the championship. He arrived there with massive momentum from Brazil, where he delivered one of the greatest drives of his career just a week earlier. In Brazil, Max started 17th in torrential rain with Norris on pole and championship pressure building. By lap 1, he'd gained 6 positions. By lap 2, he'd passed Lewis Hamilton. By lap 11, he was 6th. A perfectly timed red flag helped. And after the restart, he was surgical with his overtakes. He won by 19.4 seconds, becoming only the 3rd driver ever to win from 17th on the grid. Hamilton called it amazing. Fernando Alonso said it was fantastic. That drive turned a 44-point championship lead into 62 points. It killed any remaining doubt about who would win the title. Max carried that confidence and momentum straight into Vegas, calm and precise, knowing exactly what he needed to do. Why Vegas belongs to Max. At the end of the day, Vegas rewards a specific type of driver. Someone who doesn't panic when tires won't warm up in 4 degrees like temperatures. Someone who can read grip levels and adapt faster than the track evolves. Someone who thrives when speeds hit 369 km/h and mistakes get amplified. That's Max Verstappen. Vegas tests instinct against danger, and he consistently rises above the chaos. In 2024, this track gave him his 4th world championship, not with fireworks or a dominant victory, but with smart racing and maturity under pressure. Some drivers have Monaco, others have Spa. Max has Vegas. And based on what we've seen, that's not changing anytime soon.